after some valuable tech software gets stolen by an unknown thief, Charlie's Angels get to work to find the culprit and look good while they're doing it. And that's why today in FlickSummary, Charlie's Angels. This James Bond-esque film starts us off with a man trying to find his seat on a flight, rummaging his way all around the plane. Not too long after, he finds a seat with another man by his side. Let's call him Wacky Guy, where they exchange some cryptic phrases between each other.
Brilliant! I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Turns out it was a code to be able to locate one another in said plane. Wacky Guy has bombs stripped all around him and is apparently ready to blow himself and the passengers up. In the blink of an eye, the man opens the emergency exit and throws himself and Wacky Guy out of the plane, safely landing in a nearby boat with two gorgeous ladies. As it turns out, the man knew about the bomb all along, but was actually planning to stop it, and he actually isn't a man after all.
I think you mean crazy bitch.
As you may have guessed, this is where we meet the iconic Charlie's Angels and what they do for a living. We are then introduced to each of the angels, who led very different lives when they were younger. Natalie, an awkward, dorky teen, Alex, a child prodigy, and Dylan, a rebellious punky girl. Even though their lives were strikingly different back in the day, our girls managed to cross paths somewhere along the way, and now work as private investigators for an unseen man named Charlie. Hence, Charlie's Angels, if you hadn't caught up just yet. The girls struggle to keep their personal and professional life balanced, but amidst all the chaos, they enjoy their particular line of work. The angels get called into the office, which is where we meet Bosley, the only person who holds contact with Charlie, and the man who relays the missions to the girls. Their next assignment involves the kidnapping of Eric Knox, a brilliant engineer and founder of Knox Technologies, a software company.
Cool.
Not only is Mr. Knox in the hands of unknown criminals, but his valuable software has also been compromised. Knox's business associate, Vivian Wood, hired the Angels to find Eric and retrieve the compromised technology.
Consider it done.
Vivian explains that Eric has one particular enemy named Roger Corwin, the head of a rival company named Red Star. Apparently, Corwin wanted to buy Knox Technologies, but Eric refused, which ultimately made Corwin furious and eager to destroy whatever Knox Technologies has to offer. Luckily for them, there's some camera footage of the kidnapping that might lead them to Knox's location and the culprits involved in the abduction.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Almost immediately, the ladies get to work and start gathering as much intel as possible. Alex pretends to be a masseuse for Corwin, and while he relaxes under her touch, she hits the right points to render him unconscious.
Are a very particular set of skills.
The others quickly follow after and find his schedule, his car keys, and just about everything to get closer to Corwin. Thankfully, by the time he woke up, the two other girls were gone and Alex was back to massaging him. Assuming that he dozed off, Corwin praises Alex's massaging abilities.
I could use someone like you on my staff.
Thanks for the offer, but my hands aren't going anywhere near your staff.
Once they leave Corwin behind, the girls get together and investigate the security footage from the kidnapping and manage to get a face on one of the assailants.
I found a clean frame on one of the kidnappers.
Creepy thin man.
We then find ourselves at a gala that Corwin will be attending, hoping to find the creepy thin man at the event. Joined by Bosley, our girls get working as they scout the area to find the man they're looking for. Surprisingly enough, Bosley gets to talking to Corwin, trying to intimidate him, but not doing much other than eating a cooked blowfish.
You really are crazy.
Rather risky, admittedly. As the angels work, Natalie snatches a man's attention, who is instantly charmed by her smile.
It's incredible.
What is?
Your smile.
The girls encourage Natalie to get the guy's number, and much to her delight, the man named Pete asks her out. However, they are not able to celebrate for much longer as they spot the creepy thin man among the crowd. The angels try to discreetly follow him and manage to get rather far until the creepy thin man finally notices them and starts running away from them.
Why do they always run?
A chase ensues and the trio is able to catch up to him, leading to Matrix-like fight where creepy thin man yanks a chunk of hair out of Dylan's head and begins sniffing it. Yeah, I do suppose creepy thin man is creepy indeed. The guy eventually runs away from the girls, but they are fortunately able to find Knox's location, rescuing him from his abductors. We then return to the office, where the girls report to Bosley and Vivian, bringing Eric back to his associate. Much to their annoyance, the piece of software is still missing, and the Angels are ordered to try and get it back as soon as possible. Girls gotta do what girls gotta do, right? Corwin's next known event is at a racetrack, where Bosley pretends he will race and gets the Angels to join him, which just kind of looks like…
I knew exactly what to do, but in a much more real sense, I had no idea what to do.
Apparently, Red Star, apart from their technologic endeavors, also engage in some racing, and even have a car of their own. Dylan heads on over to comically distract the company's driver, while Alex plants a GPS inside the trunk of the car.
I love cars.
Do you like fast cars?
Yup, that all do the trick. After their division, they're almost ready to get on the move until they notice that creepy thin man is lurking nearby, holding the chunk of hair from Dylan's head proudly. Enraged, Natalie and Thin Man each get in a car, and as you may have guessed, a car chase ensues where the two vehicles clash with one another, throwing Red Star's automobile and Thin Man off a bridge. I guess that's another victory for our girls, right? The Angels and Bosley head back to their meeting place where they discuss how to break into Red Star premises and their closely guarded offices. Apparently, you need a retinal and fingerprint scan to gain access to the premises, and be invisible too.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Thanks to another couple of diversions from the trio, the girls manage to get everything they need to gain access to the much restricted offices. The trio is able to plant a device in the central computer that will help them retrieve the technology and retire for the night while they wait for evidence that Red Star is in fact in possession of the software. Sometime later, Dylan pays Knox a visit and lets him know that if he ever needs anything or is in danger, he should contact them immediately so they can get on the scene right away. Sparks fly between the two as Knox tells Dylan about the guy who killed his father in the Army intelligence. According to Knox, they were best friends until his bestie turned on him and shot him dead.
That's rough, buddy.
Dylan gets ready to leave, but Knox asks her to stay, trying to come up with excuses to convince her that he needs her around.
I don't know how to make chicken. Scrabble.
Convinced, our girlie decides to stay and has some adult fun with our boy Knox. As this is happening, Alex is preparing herself to tell her boyfriend about her secret double life. Bosley is getting hit on by Vivian Wood, and Natalie is off on a date with that Peter guy, dancing her cares away. In a turn of events, Vivian drugs Bosley and kidnaps him, revealing that she was the bad guy all along.
Holy shit snacks!
And as you can imagine, this where stuff starts to go down. Please don't ban me, YouTube. Thin Man has killed Corwin, and Natalie is being held in a cuckold by some weird dude as she fights him off and gets him to confess that Vivian was the one that sent him. Oh, and of course, Alex's RV is shot at by a whole troop of soldiers, but makes it out okay. That's also the moment where Alex decides to come clean to her boyfriend about her real line of work.
I'm not a bikini waxer.
Oh, that was kind of a turn on.
And yes, that's Joey Tribbiani.
Hey, how you doing?
Afraid that her friends might be in trouble, Natalie calls everyone up, lets them know about Vivian's real intentions. Unfortunately, before Dylan can get to a safe location, Miss Vivian Wood arrives as Dylan warns Knox about his business associate. In a turn of events, Knox reveals that he is in on it too and has kidnapped Bosley so he can find out who Charlie, the Angels boss, actually is.
And the kidnapping was a setup.
Afraid so.
And Red Star was a setup.
You see, according to Knox, the man who killed his dad was Charlie himself, and the only way to get to him is through Bosley, so they're not planning to kill him just yet. Knox and Vivian try to kill Dylan, but she gets away without so much of a scratch, luckily. The Angels meet at the office and find that the building has been burned to the ground as they try to figure out where Bosley's location could be. With an intercom nearby, the Angels listen to Bosley's desperate cries as he attempts to get in touch with them. However, he's not too sure about his location, but thanks to a bird with a rather particular whistle that broke into his cell, Natalie is able to figure out where he might be. Not wanting to waste one more second, the Angels head on over to find their beloved Bosley, who is freaking out and bored out of his mind in his cell.
Well, I'm not surprised because I had a real long talk with a squirrel one time. Longer than I can talk to most humans.
Yeah, same. The Angels get to the location, splitting ways and strategizing to locate Bosley as fast as possible. Natalie gets a call from the guy Peter she went out with and is absolutely smitten by the guy. Vivian interrupts the call, which upsets Natalie to the fullest, boosting her adrenaline and kicking Vivian's ass faster than usual.
Go get him, Tiger.
The things that love does, right? Meanwhile, Knox catches Dylan and ties her up, and even tortures her by telling her that they would have been a good couple if their current situation had been different. With an advanced software that can reveal a location through voice, Knox decides to call up Charlie, finds out his current location and gets ready to finally get his revenge, not before complimenting Charlie's compelling voice.
That man's got a beautiful telephone voice.
All the while, Alex is fighting creepy Thin Man, and this time around, she manages to defeat him. Tied up and in a room filled with bodyguards, you might think that Dylan doesn't stand a chance, but thanks to her incredible training, she is able to basically destroy everyone around her, even while tied up. Natalie finally finds Bosley and gets him to safety, but not before the entirety building blows to pieces, throwing the Angels out of balance. They quickly get back on their feet and find a car somewhere. How? I don't know, they just do. Determined to get his vengeance, Knox flies on a helicopter to get to Charlie. Well, I guess someone is out for blood, huh? With the help of a hook shot, the Angels are able to get on the heli, while Dylan, absolutely enraged and humiliated for sleeping with him, is on the same mission as Knox, get his revenge. By misleading a missile from the chopper, they explode the helicopter and finally defeat the real bad guys.
I love a happy ending.
Whew, that was intense. Now that the girls have Charlie's location, they can't help but want to check out if they can finally meet him. The Angels head on over to his cabin in the beach and notice there's a tobacco that's still blowing smoke, meaning that he was there not too long ago.
So fucking close.
Much to their disappointment though, Charlie is nowhere to be found. In celebration of finally defeating the bad guys, the girls and Bosley celebrate as they get a message from Charlie, who confesses that he had to leave as fast as possible. Sure, Charlie, we believe you. Anyways, cheers to making it out alive.
To Charlie. To Charlie. To Charlie.
Charlie.
And that's all for today. Make sure to stay tuned as we'll be doing Charlie's Angels 2 very soon. For now, let us know in the comments what you thought of this movie. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. See you next time!